All right, y'all. So I know a lot of people are newer to Toshi and some even newer to crypto. And you're just trying to get involved. You're trying to understand. You put in some money probably at the top. It keeps going down. So you're confused and you're scared and worried about what's going on. And I think this video is going to give you a little bit of insight. And you're also going to be able to tell more so almost exactly how, when we can expect things to start to pick up and when we can expect things to take off for the project and stuff like that, especially based on history. So I know that there's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of foot. You have a lot of projects out here saying we're the best. Like Toshi has already had his pump. There's no more catalyst and all this stuff. You're hearing a lot of nonsense from a lot of projects, a lot of different people. And what you need to learn how to do is what we like to call drown out the noise. Don't listen to the noise. Anything people are saying is noise. Don't listen to words. Listen to yourself. Look at what you have seen with your own eyes. Like all these other projects are talking. Why are they talking? Why is everybody talking about Toshi and not about each other? Because each other is irrelevant. Toshi is king. That everyone's talking about the king, and that's what's going on. How many of these other projects has had more volume than Bitcoin in the last week? How many of these other projects have been overdosed and been the number one meme coin the majority of the week? How many of these other projects has been doing the things that you've seen Toshi do since you've been a part of this community? How many of these other projects is doing it? No project can say that they're doing the things that Toshi is doing. And that is like that's why you're hearing all this FUD, you're hearing all this scary stuff. This is why people are targeting this project to try to, mess around with the chart and make things look scary and stuff like that. But it's all part of the game. You have to be patient, you have to be calm. Because check this out. This is going to be very, very bullish. Make sure you share the video, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, because we're about to get into it. Had to give me a cough drop and everything, because I was coughing a lot, and I got to get this video out for y'all. So check this out. This is the pump. This is where we're at right now. Look at how early you are. Look at how early you are. Like really, take this in. Take this in. January. This is our January pump. One of the biggest projects right now we're being compared to is Dogecoin. By the way, we've been over Dogecoin like a lot this week. But yeah, we're being compared to Dogecoin at their beginning. Check this out. This was Dogecoin's January. You see this? This was Dogecoin's January. And I know it looks like a little speck on the screen, but look right here. Look right here. That's 67%. Like we go right here. That's 67,000%. They were up 67,000% right there. That's Dogecoin. Like they were up 67,000% right there. This is us. Something slight. We're up what? We was up a slight 7,000. So as you can see, that's our little pump. We're right here. Like, and honestly, you see, I would say if we're going to go really, really parabolic to the point where we could beat Doge, we could even, like this little pump down here, this little speck you can't even see, that's about 9,000%. That would actually add up with this where it's only, it's only this, 7,000%. That little speck down there would actually more closely add up to that. But let's say we're right here. This is January. This how we performed in January. That's how they performed. Dogecoin performed in January. After January, what happened was February, not too much changed. March, not too much changed. April, not too much changed. Then May, this is when things changed right here. 339,000% in May. May is when things changed for this project. Now check this out. That's Dogecoin. So it took a few months. When you have this run up, sometimes it takes some time. So we see that it took some months in May. May was the month. Check this out. So let's see. January, nothing really happened for them in January. Nothing happened for Shiba in January. But once again, what month is this? May. They had their little run up. Now, obviously, it's not as astronomical as Doge, But they had their little run up in May. They had their little run up in May. That's when they started to take off. May. Something about May. Now look at this. Look at Toshi actually. Let's go back to May here. This run up right here. Toshi, where's May? Oh no. Okay. I saw. Anyway. So yeah. Anyway, May, that's when Dogecoin took off. Around May is when this project took off too. Shiba took off. Now, let's go once again to another one. Pepe. January. It's close enough to January, around January, but March and then May. March is like they kind of delayed here. It's usually January you get a little bit of price action. They didn't get too much price action, but they got their little price action started in March. Then here, May, you see them really get their biggest move in May. So one thing that's been consistent here is the biggest moves from these projects has all come around May. This was the big move until recently anyway. Recently they've seen some price action, but May was their biggest move. And this is more so this isn't even as old as some of the other projects, but May, you see movement in May. Right here. Movement in May. Right here, movement in May. So if we're going to go off the greats, if we're going to go off of all the projects before us, then we could probably expect to see our greatest moments in May. And that's just going off of history. That's going off the history of meme coins. So what that means right now is that we may have some good price action in February. I know people are saying, and maybe history doesn't have to repeat itself, but I think that you should be patient. Give it till May. See what happens in May, because that's when I think that we're going to be probably peak bull run. Peak bull run is probably going to be around May. That's what we've seen. We've seen things peak for projects in May, like the peaks. Like, or actually, this peaked a little bit later in September. So they're not. It's not obviously. It's not exact 1-to-1, but one thing that we know for certain is that May, it gets cracking in May. Things happen in May. Now, we could be like a Dogecoin where May is the peak, but that peak is insane. If our peak is astronomical, that could be crazy. If it's not, maybe we're more so like a Shiba where we get another little peak here in September, like we actually beat that peak with September. So I'm needless to say, when something pumps up like this, it's normal for it to go down, retrace, and kind of move sideways for a little bit. Every project has done it. So you have a lot of people out here trying to convince you, oh, Toshi's done, Toshi's over with. Bro, we was just listed on Coinbase like 7-8 days ago, and people are talking about Toshi's done and over with. And like projects without a Coinbase listing talking about Toshi's over with. Like anybody who can't even get a Coinbase listing probably shouldn't be talking about Coinbase listings not meaning anything and stuff like that. Like if you can't even get something that means nothing, what does that say about your project? Like, come on now. So don't fall for the nonsense these people are saying. These KOLs, these influencers, these fudders, they want to bring the king down because it's obvious who's king of this space right now, who's king of base. It's very, very obvious. And it's not just king of base, king of memes. Like how many projects has been above all these other projects when it comes down to volume? Toshi has come out of nowhere and has done a lot of great things already. This is just the beginning. So as you can see, we just had our first initial January pump, similar to when Doge had his first initial January pump. And look at the difference. That looked like a huge pump then, but then look what happened. Who knows what our peak is going to be? But I have a very, very strong feeling that we have not seen our peak yet. We aren't on Binance. It's so many different reasons why. We have a lot of stuff coming. Toshi is still working. The community and the team is still building. As long as people are building, as long as it's more to come, you got to have faith. You got to have your faith in the project, man. And you can't let things kind of you know, shake your faith, make you want to get out of your position and things like that. You got to be cool, you got to be patient, and you got to understand this game. Do a little bit of research and a little bit of research to show you, no, like January isn't even really the hot month like that. You usually have that first explosion where people know, yo, King is here. Like the King kind of shows himself. In January, the King poke his head out like, hey, yo, you know I'm the king of this bull run, right? King poke his head out in January. Then around May is when he really start to, you know, show people, yeah, this is what's going on. Yeah, it's really like that. It's really like that. Like, so be patient, be calm, and just don't listen to people. Listen to facts, listen to evidence, listen to what you can see for yourself. That's all you got to do. Drown out the noise. Everything else is just noise. We see what's going on. We see it. We don't got to listen to nobody. We see it, you know? We don't got to listen to nothing. So yeah, that being said, let me know how you all feel about that. Hopefully this makes you kind of more bullish and makes you kind of more chill and patient, and you kind of understanding of what's going on right now, because it's okay. Like, imagine the people who got in at the top right here, then it fell down. Imagine how they felt. Like, they're like, oh man, like, oh, what do I do? When is it going to go back up? Stuff like that. Boy, all the people who imagine if they would have sold. Imagine if they would have sold when it went down. You know how pissed they would have been. Like, and it is people who's probably pissed who did sell. Come on now. Crazy things happen. Crazy things happen in May. So yeah, there we have it, y'all. That's the video. Let me know what you all think and how you all feel. And yeah, I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out, fam.